Hi, this is Mark at learnhowtogarden.com, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about planting out leeks. If you aren't already a subscriber to our website, there's a link just below this video. Click on that link, it'll take you over to the website, and just for your email address, if you subscribe, you'll get updates every time we put one of our videos up, and you'll get a free monthly newsletter telling you what we're doing in the garden, what we've got planned in the garden, recipes for the seasonal vegetables that we hope to be getting out of the garden and of course out of your garden. So like I say, just subscribe, the link's straight below you, and hopefully you'll find it of some interest. So in today's episode we're talking about leeks. Leeks are one of the most useful vegetables you can grow. These were started off about a month ago these are called Jiffy 7s. You can start them off in modules, and they were multiple sown, which means there are actually 3 leeks in here. Some people would take those down to 1. I've found over the years that with multiple sowing, with something like leeks, as these grow they'll push each other apart. You'll get smaller leeks, but you'll get more of them, and as they're smaller they're probably sweeter. And we're going to be popping these into one of the beds in my mum's potager. We refer to this as our 10-minute garden. My mum only spends 10 minutes a day in the garden. In fact, my mum's in the moment spending about 5 minutes a day in the garden because I'm planting most of it for her, so I can show you on the videos, but that's fine. At this moment in time she's making me a decent espresso, one hopes. So back to our leeks. This is a variety called Blue Celeste. It's quite an early variety. It will stand all through the toughest winter. One of the great things about leeks is once they're in, you don't have to harvest them. They'll just stay in this bed until you want to walk out of your kitchen door and pick them. And if you do that, you will have the sweetest leeks. And I think with all of this sort of growing your own, the reason has got to be taste. So the fresher we can keep things, the better. With this leek, the object is to create a blanch. Blanch just means light has been excluded. The tall white piece, the white piece on your leek, is because light hasn't got there. And the longer you can create that, the more use your leek is. Obviously we can use the tops. For leek and potato soup, for instance, you use all of it. And they're the easiest things to plant if you've sort of grown them in modules. We're going to plant them into this no dig deep bed. If you're not familiar with no-dig beds, please check out our video on no-dig beds. There's something we use a lot in the pottagers. We still do double dig for certain things, but this is the way to go, I think. And we're going to plant them using this beautiful little thing called a dibber. If you don't have a dibber, you could use a broken spade handle. In fact, it's probably the best use for a broken spade handle. I mean, this is just something I was given a long, long time ago by my great uncle Jack Beer, who was a wonderful gardener, full-time gardener. As a child I used to run around like a machine gun, I thought this was. It's been all sorts of things in my life, this. I'm 53, I think it's been in my life for about 50 of those years. And the thing with the leek is you can drop it in so that you can't see any of this. So what we're going to do is basically, in front of our peas, give them room to grow, is just put a rough line and then literally take this dibber and create a hole. I mean, it really is simple. Now notice how easy this goes in. This is because it's a no-dig bed. There's no pressure on this. In and round. And then we take our leek and in she goes. And just gently drop that in. If you've grown leeks in a pot, some of you will have sprinkled leeks onto the top of a pot. Take them out of the pot, break them up into single leeks so that all their roots are showing, drop them singularly down this hole, and then just water them in. There's no need to put earth into the hole, just literally water. I'll break one of these apart and show you exactly what I mean. It's as easy as that. We've dropped it right into the hole, you can just see the tops. Now, if you haven't grown your leeks, it's a bit late to start them off for this year, but in your local garden centre or nursery you will be able to buy them. Now, there you'll probably buy them in a pot. If you buy them in a pot, what you need to do is take them out of the pot and you break them up out, and you'll end up with leeks with these big long roots, white roots, and the tops. They're totally okay like this. All you do, you can take them singularly, or we'll just use 2 at this point, and you drop them again into that hole. So we've dropped them in the hole. You take watering can and very gently fill that hole up with water. That does two things. It settles the roots into the bottom, it gets rid of any air spaces around those leeks and allows them to grow. You don't fill those holes in, you don't need to cover them up, just leave them. Very quickly these will start to grow up, and by dropping them deeper in, you're extending the blanch on the leek, and that's what we want to do. So we'll now continue across here and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. What we've got now is we've got 4 rows of leeks. We've watered them in. It's, the actual technical term is called puddling them in. It's one of those wonderful gardening terms. You make a puddle and there's that puddle soaks down. So puddling in is what you've actually done. So if you come across puddling in an old gardening book, you'll now know what it means. We've puddled them all in, and we'll leave this. We'll very lightly top dress it with some calcified seaweed. Top dressing just means sprinkling gently over the top. For those of you who look at the no-dig bed and think, well, how come, you can put these in and there's cardboard in the bottom of a no-dig bed? The cardboard stops weeds germinating and growing up, but the roots from these will go down through the compost, through the actual layers of compost and manure, and through the cardboard. In fact, what they'll do is absorb moisture, because the cardboard works very much like a sponge, and it'll actually give you bigger leeks. So very simply, very quickly, we've got those leeks in. Like I say, they're going to stay in here now until we're going to pick them, and they'll come from here straight into my mum's kitchen. So I hope you enjoyed that video blog, and like I say, if you enjoy what we're doing, nip over to the website, please subscribe. I think you'll find it well worthwhile. And until the next time, this is Mark from learnhowtogarden.com in the 10-minute garden, saying thanks a lot, and I hope you've enjoyed today.